Hey, what's up, guys? It's Tony Butler, Marketing for Humans. So today we're going to talk about a really important idea that I think a lot of people should spend more time thinking about, especially entrepreneurs that are getting started. And then when you're maybe a year and a half, 2 years into your journey and you've started to earn some money and things are starting to pick up, is that what is your core genius and what should you focus on? Okay, it's already February in 2021, and we had a lot of people talking about, okay, their New Year's resolutions have fallen by the wayside. They are not making their goals already. It's only the second month in. It's a tough year. The pandemic is still going on. We're coming up on a year of being locked up. So hey, I'm gonna get right into it. But first, please take a moment, subscribe to the channel, follow, watch some more videos. I think I can help you get to the next level with your business, all right? So let's talk about this, core genius. Well, productivity is really about doing the most important things, okay? Which means that a lot of the things that you do during the day are not that important. Maybe they're urgent. Maybe you've got to return a phone call, you've got to send an email, but are those important? Like things that will grow your business long term? Will they help you get to the next level? Are they helping your business move forward in some way? Are they helping you level up? Okay, so we have to understand is that as a solopreneur, when you're first getting started, you do everything. Take out the trash, you're writing sales copy, you're doing all of your own marketing, you're doing your quarterly taxes, maybe you're working with some freelancers, you're the nexus. But as you start to grow and as you start to figure out, okay, what are those things that only I can do? That's when you've got to bite the bullet and just let go. Like get rid of some of the tasks, some of the things that are on your plate. And I'll give you an example over the last few years. I started to hire people to help us with HubSpot. I'm a HubSpot expert. I've been working in HubSpot for 7 years, got a dozen or so certifications in there. I've done all kinds of things, myself. And it was really tough for me to let go of, doing all of the work myself. I'm running an agency and they're like, hey, this customer had a question about, can we integrate such and such with HubSpot and then make it send a text and, do an automation? And I'm like, yes, of course we can. I could set that up. It'll only take me a couple hours. And then, I jump right in and I start working like a little squirrel. Okay. It's just the wrong thing to do. It just is, because there's all kinds of other things that only I can do. And there's lots of people who are way better in HubSpot than I am. And I finally delegated it out. I found someone who is a lot better at HubSpot to handle some of our technical side. I started hiring copywriters. I've already started hiring bloggers and writers, where 4 years ago we used to do all of that in-house. I used to write 5, 6, 7, 8 blogs a week. There were some months where I would write 20 or more articles in a month. And I got out of that business because it just wasn't scalable for me as the leader of the company. Okay. We still do blogs, but I don't do them anymore for the most part. Same thing with, writing the ebooks themselves. I might help with some strategy sessions and come up with what ebook to do, but I'm not creating the ebook anymore. And, for me, it's a struggle because I kind of have some tech savvy and I just love figuring things out. I love learning, and we have, we've got a pro subscription to HubSpot. We've got, a platinum subscription to ClickFunnels, a lot of other tools out there. And, it's easy for me to jump into ClickFunnels and spend half a day, looking at membership sites and how they link into the funnels and, one-time offers and downsells and upsells and all the rest of it and how we're driving traffic and what ads we're doing, all that. And man, there's just so much to know and I just can't do it all. So what do? I hire someone who's an expert in ClickFunnels already. And, I help them with, how do I get my story out? But as in, learning the ins and outs of setting up an individual funnel, I'm not doing that anymore. Okay, so I want to challenge you. what things in your business, what in your life could you hand off to someone, okay? And focus on the most important task that you have. Because here's the thing. Every day is a fight against how much energy do you have you can give to the day? How much can you bring to the table? And you know what? You've got to limit what you do. And the more energy you can bring to your core genius, the better you're going to be at it. If you dilute your efforts with 1,001 different things, you're just not going to make progress. You're not. It's going to hold you back in every way. Okay? It took me years to figure this out, and I was always scared. Okay, if I pay this person, $20 an hour, and this one $50 an hour, and that one $80, the money matters to a certain extent, but what matters more is getting results. Is there work that I could do that's worth $100 an hour, $200 or $500 an hour? What if I could do work that was worth $10,000 an hour? Now, wouldn't that be amazing? If you want, for the most part, about 2,000 hours in a year. Okay, so if you book $50 an hour for 2,000 hours a year, that's $100,000. Okay, $100 an hour, that's $200,000. But here's the problem: is you have a utilization rate. You can only utilize yourself, 75% of the time. The rest of the time, you're going to the bathroom, you're in meetings, you're talking on the phone, trying to figure out what you're going to have for dinner. You're going to lunch. Like, no one spends a day with 100% utilization, which means that your billable rate in the work that's most important, it's got to be way more than your target income. So if I want to earn $100,000 a year, I have to do work that is way more than $50 an hour valuable. I've got to do $100 an hour value work because I can't work a full 2,000 hours like that, okay? So you got to set your targets bigger. And then you also have to find scalable points, time when you can spend on your most important work, not just the urgent. There's always going to be urgent stuff. And I have an email right now where I've got a client and they're trying to move a CRM database from some kooky CRM they got on like 10 years ago, and they want to move it on to HubSpot CRM, and they're having problems, exporting the object and then importing it into HubSpot, and they got all these notes, and the spreadsheet is too big and it's broken, and now they got a deadline because they got a sales team. Well, guess what? Yes, it's important to them. It's urgent. It's got to get done, but it's not deeply important. It's not going to move my business if I solve that issue for them. Okay. It can't be me solving that issue for them. It has to be someone else. It's got to be someone who's good at those kinds of things and figuring those things out and getting that import into HubSpot. And solving problems is a big thing. So what's my core function as a leader? Okay, well, my first function is, teaching, coaching, and keeping the best A+ employees, keeping A players on the team. That's probably my most vital priority. Okay. My second priority is working on our future vision, like where we're going as a company and what operational processes fit into that. Because here's the thing, if we're not moving forward and we're not growing and we're not doing anything different, then we're dying, we're shrinking. Okay. And I saw as my company has matured over the years and I've gotten better, we've been in business 7 years now. 3 years ago, we had a single client that was 50% of all of our revenue. It was an awesome client, amazing client, but they kind of became a crutch for us. I got a little complacent. We're making a lot of money and we had this giant elephant client and they were doing really well. And I didn't spend as much time on our sales as I should have. I didn't. And I got comfortable with the money we were making. So we went midlined. We weren't growing, we weren't dying, we were just right in the middle. So then one day, it happened. They sold the company. It's a big investment firm. They brought in an agency of their own. Okay. So overnight, we lost an enormous client. And it was painful and we weren't ready. It was a surprise. I had done a big planning session with him just 2 months before, was really confident. We'd done some really good work. we had just planned out 6 more months worth of work. So I was very complacent with them. And what happened was when they left, it was like the tide went out and like you see who's naked, right? Well, our sales process wasn't really dialed in. Our agency marketing process wasn't really dialed in. I do this for clients and it wasn't dialed in. And I had, my whole team was focused outwards. We were focused on the clients. Almost no one was spending any time. Like our own social media was falling apart. Our email marketing was going nowhere. We weren't doing anything. Okay. And so it took a while to get that going again. Put on a webinar, like know what we're going to talk. What's the message? What's the offer? What's our lead magnets? I had to do all that for ourselves. And then once we got it figured out and we started to grow again, then I had to get rid of more hats. I had to hire someone for sales. Then I had to hire more operational people and pull myself out of every situation where I was doing it all. And I'm going to bet if you're a growing company, if you're got a side hustle, is that you're doing more than you should. And you've got to start thinking about what is the one thing that you should be working on and no one else. Okay? Like you really can't delegate the marketing of a small business. It's something you've got to spend time on. No one knows your business better than you do. Okay? No one can do the messaging better than you do. Yes, you're going to hire copywriters. Yes, you're going to get professional marketers to help you with your social media. But the core message is going to start with you. Okay? When I first designed Primal Storytelling and I was testing it with clients and I was helping them talk about their target markets and really go deep into who they're going to help. Well, when we started putting together the 4 core stories, one of the things that dawned on me is that I can't actually tell the 4 core stories for a client. I can do the value theme for them. I can do the 4th one, but the first 3 is really up to them. And I can help draw it out of them with our process, but they've got to tell that story. The founder has to tell the origin story. The CEO has got to be talking about the transformations, like where the vision of the company is going. Like those stories matter. Okay. So you're not going to delegate the marketing, but there's a lot of other things, mostly operational things that you're just going to find really talented people who can over deliver and they're going to do a great job for you. Okay. So that's my challenge is look for things that you can push to an A team. And it doesn't have to be a full-time employee. It can be a part-time freelancer who's really good and they can give you the attention that you need. Okay. But you've got to start to scale with other people. You can't do it alone. I think there's an old saying I heard recently. It's like, hey, there are no rich hermits, okay? Because we need people. We need our tribe. We need people around us, all right? So look for what's your core genius? Ask yourself the question, what should you be working on? What's the one thing that only you can do? And what can you hire out to the best employees? Okay, hey, it's Tony Butler. Until next time, be well.